What it do, people?
Oh, he's the host today.
Welcome back to the Grae Area. You know what it is, man. You got your boy Damani. I'm here with my two co-hosts.
This is the Damani show today.
I'm here with my lovely co-host,
Shakoya D.
It's breaking.
and yeah, this is a podcast where we talk about life, love, music, the pursuit of happiness, whatever's on the mental.
Y'all got the same exact line.
I borrowed it.
He also said he took that from
that
me.
was lit. Yeah, that was.
I didn't know what he was about
And
to
y'all
say.
sit next to each other all the time. I understand.
Yeah.
We be doing this all
I
together.
would have said something completely different. Like, what up, world? You already know what's going on. Y'all know who it is. Mr. It's Breaking. With my two favorite people. Just me, Shakoya D and Damani. Clap it up for the good people of the Grae Area.
You said that so low. I don't even know if the mic
I
picked
think
it up.
they got it. I like y'all's better. I need to work on mine.
It's all right. Next time.
Next time I got it.
Y'all did great to me. Just happy
Grae
you
Area.
guys-
Cool.
But hey, y'all, welcome back. If you haven't already, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
I like it. I like it.
And yeah, so first and foremost, how are you guys today?
Marvelous.
I really thought you was talking to the people.
I was at
I'm
first,
great.
but
Thanks.
Montes.
Amazing.
All right. I'm doing well as well
I
because
was
you
just
guys
about
didn't
to-
ask
very-
it.
I was just about to ask. Just let it just. We're gonna come. How are you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal.
That's great.
Just awesome.
So
It's
good, Grant. I'm
wonderful.
so happy
Nice
to hear.
sweater. You know, my
Thanks.
favorite color is green.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Okay. I was like, really? Yeah, I knew that. I had to go back into the
It changed
to my mind.
recently. But yeah, it changed to green about a year ago.
Yeah, that's why I had to go back into my mind because I'm like, when did this happen? But
Freshen up the mental.
I remember. So, as usual, you have a topic for us today.
Always. Today's topic is about tough love. So what are y'all's? Yeah, let's jump right in. What are y'all's
What's our stance on it?
stance on tough love? Yep.
I mean, what would you consider tough love?
Yeah, let's
what's
define
considered
tough love. Like,
Okay.
in what context?
Are we talking like tough love? Like, hey, I see you with your, like, I see your outfit ain't looking too great today. That kind of like just on some like regular day to day stuff. Or we talking like Michael Jackson kind of tough love? Like
That's like
abuse.
child abuse.
That's abuse.
that's what I'm asking.
But
That's
some
what it
people
is.
do consider that. Some people do consider that tough love.
You
It's
know,
a thin line between abuse and
because
tough love.
some would say, I don't know if I would say it, but some would say,
Between love and hate. Sorry, I couldn't.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
some people would say, right? Like if you're talking about Joe Jackson, I mean he saw his kids were very talented. He decided, hey, I love you enough to make sure that you don't quit because everybody else is gonna quit. I mean, look at how they ended up. Granted, they some stuff could have been, emotionally, they could have been
There was a lot
better.
of trauma.
better, some stuff, give or take. But some people could say that was tough love.
Before we continue, this is not how he will be raising his children.
Not at all. Not at all.
Just to put that out there, this is not how he's gonna be raising his kids.
I'm not.
What did y'all playing? Who was Joe Jackson? Joe Jackson or somebody else Jackson?
No, what?
No, you was Joe Jackson.
I was Joe Budden.
You was Joe Budden.
The Joes.
Yeah. Jump off Joe Beezy. Jump off Joe Beezy. We gotta find a Joe for you.
I'll go Joe.
Nah, we gotta
Joe
find
Byron.
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 All right, back to the tough love. Let's reel it back in. The tough love. Byron. What is your
What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner.
No.
Then he called him Joe Byron?
Yes.
Yes. I'm Joe Byron. All right, tough love.
Mm-hmm.
My stance. I think tough love it promotes a lot of toxicity and lack of communication. Yeah, I don't think it's a healthy environment to an extent. It just depends on what extent of tough love. But I think it's a difference between tough love. You can explain everything. I feel like tough love is used as a crutch because either I don't feel like I have to explain this to you, or I don't know, and I don't want you to know. So I don't want you to know that I don't know. So you gotta be tough.
So we're talking in the context of like parent-child tough love,
or just in general. Or it's like I don't know how to express this emotion, so
you express it through some form of some toxic way.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if that's all tough love is though. So like, wait, what were you about to say before?
No, I was gonna say I think it just depends. Like I think tough love could also be so like when I was younger, I was a lot more blunt with how I would say stuff. So like, and me, I'm not saying it. I'm not trying to say it in a hurtful way. It just maybe I said it and it hurt your feelings. So I think like a tough love could also be a thing where you're saying stuff without regard for how you're saying it.
I used to be that way too, and it's like that's how I was with my friends. So because in my head,
are you still friends with those friends?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Those were my friends. Like those were my real friends. Like I consider them like family. I wasn't like that with everybody. It was just like we like real friends. So dang, we real friends. Like I'm not gonna just have you out here looking crazy. So like I know you not gonna want to hear this, but da 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 da. And now looking back on it, it's kind of like I could have said that a lot better. But
lack of communication.
Yeah, but it's
communication.
Yeah. But in that regard, yeah, that's a form of tough love. I feel like tough love is a tricky thing because it's not always. I guess it's not always traumatic, super traumatic. It's just not always. It's not necessarily always the best way to go about things, but sometimes it's necessary. Like, as long as it's not bringing harm to that person. Like, there's every now and then where, if it is, like, a friendship or something, you try to say it in a, kinder way or whatever, and they're not getting it. So then you're like, all right, enough of this.
So it's good as a last resort.
Depending on how it's used.
Yeah, I think it's all context based. Like, I think depending on who the person is. Like, I know for me and my friends, it's not really a tough love thing for me and my friends. Like, a lot of times I'll see as long as my friend isn't in danger or like they're not doing something. Bless you.
Thank you.
As long
these allergies.
But as long as my friends are like in danger or something, like if they're 9 times out of 10 when you're doing something stupid, you're doing something stupid, and sometimes you don't want to hear somebody tell you that you're doing something stupid. So it's like I'll look at you and be like, hey, we're aware that both of us are aware that you're doing something that you probably don't want to do. But at the end of the day, I can tell you that you're doing something stupid. You're gonna do what you want to do. Like,
but is that tough love or is that just being honest? Is it a difference between being honest and tough love?
I think I think that sometimes they're two sides of the same coin. Like, sometimes just being honest is separate from tough love, but sometimes you just being honest is the tough love, depending on the situation or depending on who you're talking to. Because there are a lot of people who sugarcoat things, or they don't really want to, like how he said, him and his friends, if you're doing something stupid, I'm not going to tell you because I know, like, we have a mutual understanding at this point that you're doing something stupid, right? So, and it's like, if I can tell that you know that this is stupid, then I'm not going to say anything. But there are a lot of people who, so they know that their friend doesn't see that they're doing something stupid, and they don't say anything. But depending on the friend, if you say something, that could ruin the friendship, or if you don't say something, it could ruin the friendship. So that's when, like let's say your friend is in a bad relationship, and they're just like, I know it's different for guys though, so let's say it's one of your female friends. Let's say it's one. It's either or. Okay, yeah. So they're in a terrible relationship. Like, the person, you could see all the signs because you're outside of the relationship. They're controlling. You haven't really been able to see them like that. Like, they don't never. Their significant other is the reason why, like, that they're telling you, like, oh, nah, he or she said I can't do this, so we can't go out tonight. Type of thing.
You call that tough love?
I said them being controlling.
Yeah, no, she was using the example, like, your friend is in that kind of relationship.
That kind of relationship, like, I can't. What you about to say?
No, I'm saying, like, do you call, like, being controlling tough love? Like, was that what you? Oh, you.
No, I'm
was
setting up.
So,
setting up the scene.
yeah.
Setting up the scene.
So,
all right, so they're like super controlling. You can tell they're kind of manipulative. Your friend isn't acting how they like usually act, and you're like kind of concerned. So it's not your relationship. Maybe you're trying to stay out of their business, but like you're seeing the signs, and you try to talk to the person, right? But you're beating around the bush. So they're hearing you, but they're not really hearing what you're saying, right? And they're like, oh, no, yeah, I know it seems that way, but it's great, da-da-da-da, whatever. And then you start noticing abusive behavior within the relationship, whether it's verbal abuse or just like maybe mental abuse or even physical. And then at that point, you're like, all right, tough love, I'm going to sit you down. You don't need to see this person no more, da-da-da. Like, that's the tough love. Like, really confronting it and, like, spelling everything out. Because some people, when they're in a situation, they don't see it. Even if it's happening to them, like, they'll either block it out, they'll ignore it, or they're like, oh, it's not that bad. So then you sit them down and be like, listen, like, this dude is trash. Like, you need to give that up. I know you in love or whatever, but fuck that. Excuse my language. But, but yeah, so like that's where the tough love comes in and where it's needed. In those situations, though, you never know if it's going to be beneficial to the friendship or if it's going to be detrimental to the friendship. But in those moments, I feel like, for me personally, I got to take that risk.
Right.
Like,
So
even
it's
if you
good
hate
tough love and bad tough love, even though it's no such thing as good and bad.
That's another podcast.
That's another topic. But it's times that tough love should be,
yeah.
This,
it shouldn't be.
I ain't look at that as tough love. I just look at that like, hey, yo, you wildin'.
But I mean, some people will consider you can consider that tough love because it's like depending on like the degree that somebody's wilding and depending on how you say it to them, like you be like, hey, yo, you trip, like you tripping, you wild, like
it's like you already tried the nice approach, the kind approach. So it's like I still love you. I'm probably contradicting the entire thing, but you wow. And I consider it still love because we tried all these stops before. Like, before we got to me sitting you down, like, hey yo, I might sit both of y'all down. How I be feeling now. Might sit both of y'all down. Like, hey, you wildin'. This little thing y'all got going on, now I gotta be a parent. Now I'm Joe Jackson. This thing y'all got going, this Joe Byron. This little thing y'all got going on is we not doing it no more. So yeah.
But that's where the tough part comes in.
Say y'all goodbyes. I'm stopping this now.
That's still love, but that's where the tough part comes in.
And then,
but then I'm gonna sit you down like, hey, this is why such and such. It should be a conversation. Like it wasn't no love.
Still tough love.
But if you can, I feel like if you can, if it's explainable.
It still could be tough love.
Yeah, and it's 100% on the person you're trying to talk to, right? Because again, like in this scenario, like some of my friends have dated people, and I'm like, bro, you don't need to be dead, right? But in the moment, they know it, and me talking to them isn't gonna help them at all. Like it's like me say, because at the end of the day, they need to see it in their own time. A lot of times for me, it's like when with all my friends, when we're talking about it, I'll wait till you bring it up after the fact because clearly the attachment to the feelings aren't that strong. So like, all right, maybe you felt really stupid at that time, and me being like, "Hey yo, you acting stupid." Now you just like, bro, I already feel terrible. I don't need to hear that right now.
See,
like, why would I do it?
I didn't used to understand that. Like, so I used to be like, I don't care how you feel.
Yes,
you gonna get these words because you called me to vent. So now, hear my voice. You need to I would just go, but I learned, you know.
Because again, you don't need to like if I'm drowning, and you see me drowning, you don't need to be like, hey yo, I see you drowning, bro. get up, you can swim.
But-
like nah,
but
like
listen,
let me figure it out for a second.
In my head, the get up, you could swim. That was me helping you.
Like,
that was me helping you.
up,
Like, yo, I
stand
got
up.
this. I got the life raft right here. Like, just reach your hand out. Like, come on. Like, you
went to
playing.
3 feet.
You
Put
over
your
here.
feet down.
Yeah, you over here like, blah, 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 like, just reach out. You moving your arms already. That's what I was.
Yeah,
that was
and
me.
Not everybody respond. It's like perfect example, right? How were you guys with your sports coaches? Like, if they started yelling at you, are you gonna?
Like
I just don't listen.
Oh, I stopped.
Right. So again, exact same
if
thing.
Your voice go over a certain octave.
I do the opposite.
It's like I'm gonna tune it out.
So
Especially
perfect.
in track.
Oh, I used to hear all that.
I'ma walk because we're in practice. We're doing ladders. I'm gonna walk. I'm not trying
But
to
it
do
just
this in college.
it just depends.
Proving my
like,
point.
It depends.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's a sport, coaches, yeah. So it's like it's part of the sport.
Well,
But-
soccer,
but,
I
like,
was more responsive. Track, I did.
in regular life,
Mm-hmm.
if your voice go over a certain octave, I'm not gonna listen. Or if you're talking to me like in a certain, if the tone is off, like you talking at me instead of to me, I'm not gonna listen.
Right, and but again, I think that also depends. The reason why I brought that up is because just like that, it's the same scenario, right? Your coach is like, "Hey, yo, get on the line. What do y'all do?" Like saying all of this stuff.
That's just emotion.
But
man.
yeah,
Okay,
but
you right, you good.
some people don't respond well to that. Some people might be like, "Bro, I'm not trying to listen to nothing you say." Like until you like you guys just said, until you talk to me at a certain level, I'm not responding to nothing you saying.
Talk to me,
And
nice
it's like
don't talk
talking
to me
at all,
wrong.
right? So some people.
It's a song for everything.
But
Life is a musical.
anyway.
Press pause.
But so I think depending on, like, again, in the coach scenario, right? Some people don't respond well to that, right? And you if you're a coach, like, you have to understand, like, hey, not everybody can accept this level of stuff. Not everybody can accept the, hey, like, let's sit down, like, yo, you wildin'. Not everybody can accept that because some people, again, when I'm if I'm drowning, my G, like, you don't have to tell me I'm drowning. I feel the water. Like, I can't really breathe. It's cool. I get it. And it's like some people, they need to wait until they're out of the situation for them to talk about it in a positive or in a way that's more objective. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's necessary for some people, and then for some people you don't really need it. Like some people you don't really need this. Like I think you need to have a friend that's willing to tell you.
Yeah. I think just need balance. Like I'm not the tough love giver because I don't like tough love given to me. Like, cause you can talk, I feel like you can talk to me. Like, you don't gotta. I don't be wailing. So if you just talk to me, if we have an actual conversation, I'm gonna listen. Yeah. Like, you know what? I might be defensive in the moment, but once I go by myself and because I told you I'll be talking to people's souls, so I ask that you talk to my soul.
But it's funny because, right, for me, like, again, the coach scenario, like, you can yell all you want, like, it doesn't necessarily bother me. Like, people be talking to me, like, the tone doesn't bother me. I mostly care about what you're saying, and it's like it's more so like the intention behind what you're saying. Like some people can't get past the tone and like they're missing the message, right? And then again, that's fair because sometimes I don't want to hear you yelling at me, bro. It's 8 a.m. I don't want to hear you yelling at me getting on the line, but so right, some people it's like, all right, cool. I mean, you're yelling, but like I know what you mean. Like I get it.
But then even like with sports, it come with the territory. The coaches typically yell, and it's like I already know what I'm doing. Like I know if I'm at practice, I know I'm about to run. Like regardless if it's a good day, bad day, I expect to run.
Especially track
so it's
practice.
like this is part of it.
So you don't think the rest of life is like that? In
it
the same
is,
way?
but I don't know. Like it's a lot of unknowns in life. With practice, it's like a certain construct that's just part of it. Like I know I'm gonna run. So you yelling, I don't take that as you yelling at me. Except if you like specifically like yelling at me, and then it's like You don't have to talk to me like this. Like, I'm not worrying about what I don't care what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just your voice is too loud for me to even like your voice is too loud for me to even respond, and like for me to even want to respond to whatever it is you're saying. So I would need you to bring it down a little bit so we can actually talk.
Okay, so is that the case for everybody? Like, is
Every
it
coach?
No, I'm not even just coach. I'm saying like everybody. Like, is it across the board? Like,
Yeah,
what's your level?
I don't like being yelled at.
Okay,
so it's like
so there's nobody for you personally that could do that, and you will receive it well.
Not that I could think of being yelled at. Nah, cause
Okay.
like when people be yelling, they be talking at you. Like they don't be talking to you. And then yelling, like why there be a lot of emotions that come with yelling. Like it's not all about what they yelling about. A lot of times they just yelling, they just releasing. And I'm like, now I'm not dismissive anymore. I'm anti-dismissive. Is that good?
I mean, I guess so.
I don't
never
think
heard anybody say anti-dismissive, but it's a thing now.
I mean, yeah, I guess
It's a thing. Y'all
Hashtag
heard that?
it, anti-dismissive.
Anti-dismissive.
So it's like
Alkalize that.
I'm gonna be like, now I know what's going on. I know it's deeper than. I'm like, okay, I understand. I hear you. But is this really about such and such, or is there a deeper rooted problem? Can I say that?
Mhm.
Just like that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you. I mean, I think it depends.
Maybe not a deeper rooted
yeah.
problem, but is it something else that's bothering you? Like,
Yeah,
I trigger.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't
triggers?
personally say that because that sounds dismissive to me. Like if we're in an argument and you're like, what is the deep rooted issue? Clearly this is the issue. I'll be like, bro, I'm like, what do you get out of my face? Like,
it's really about da 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 da.
Still, to me it can still say, again, depending on who you're talking to, that can still sound dismissive because it's like you think this is about X, Y, and Z. I'm telling you this is about this. So it's like it can still be dismissive, depending. I wouldn't leave with that.
Or say,
I wouldn't
is
leave
this
with
only about this? Like, is this the only issue, or is there anything else that we should address in this moment?
Yeah, because like leading with the like, what's really wrong? It's a slippery slope. You skating.
It can't be this.
These is woo. Hold on, let me just
Yeah.
Y'all funny.
But yeah, I wouldn't yell. I would just say what I felt needed to be said, or give sometimes the advice was solicited, but I would say it even if I knew that you didn't want to hear it or wasn't ready to receive it at that time, and I would just be like, well, I told you. So like for me, yeah, and for me it was like, oh well, I'm the honest friend that's just going to tell you whatever, not recognizing, because like as a young person, like you don't really know that there are really certain times that you should say certain stuff, or maybe like, oh well, because for me, I'm like, I value honesty, so like I would want you to tell me, so I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you.
So you value honesty over feelings?
Like, if it's something that I feel like that you felt like I really should know, like I needed to know, or if I keep venting to you, and it might have been a thing where people were venting to me so much, and I didn't realize that, like, I wasn't, like, I'm pouring into other people, nobody's pouring back into me. So, like, you're venting to me, and I don't realize I don't have the mental capacity to take in all of this information from all of these people. So now, let me just tell you what you need to hear in this moment, even though you're crying.
Even though you're crying.
And just let you know, you probably, I mean, a couple times I was like, you sound dumb. You should get out of this relationship or whatever. And just like say it.
So to answer this question, do you personally value like the honesty over like the feelings?
I think back then I did.
So now,
because I didn't know how to balance the two, or I didn't know the harmony between the two. Now, I'm more perceptive. Like I'm able to discern better like how people are feeling. Like I could tell how you was feeling, but I just
Didn't care.
I was just like, well, you came to me, so clearly you want to hear my advice, or you asked me for this advice, so like I'm gonna just tell you how I'm gonna tell you. I'm not about to sugarcoat this. You sound dumb, and you're doing dumb things. But I'm having issues right now. I'm not going to tell you about them because
I don't want you to tell me that I'm dumb.
Which is the whole point I'll be saying.
Like, because I know for a fact I'm being dumb, so I'm not going to talk to you about it. Yeah. But just know that you're being dumb.
And this is the whole point, right? Most of the time, people know when they're really tripping, right? Mm-hmm. So whether or not I tell you tripping, it's like. You can get the vibe when somebody's like, "Dang, you see me bugging." Like, you don't even have to say nothing. You can just like look at somebody and be like, "Damn."
But in like the teenager thought that, okay, well, I know that I'm bugging. You came to me, so you clearly don't know that you're bugging, because you're telling me this story right now, and you're venting, and we're going through these same cycles, and you don't know that you're bugging, because you're asking me if you're crazy or not, or if you're doing something wrong. So I'm going to just let you know. I know that I'm bugging. So I don't need to vent to you. Like, that's how I was feeling. So, like, at that time, yes, I valued the honesty over the feeling. But I didn't know the harmony between the two because I was just a teenager. But now, I'll sit, I'll listen, I'll gauge the situation, I'll see if you, like, do you need me to tell you anything, or do you just want to like me to listen? Like, I'll ask that, because I can just sit here and listen if you don't want me to say anything. And like, I know now the harmony between the honesty and the feelings of it all, because I learned the balance within myself. So yeah, tough love though.
What about you? Do you value more of the honesty over the feelings? Like, would you rather? Is it more important for somebody to be honest with you, or more important for somebody to, I don't want to say walk around your feelings, but like care more about your feelings than to be honest with you, I guess?
It's more important for somebody to be honest with me at a certain tone. Like,
I was just about to say, I value the harmony between the two, because I don't want you saying it to me don't talk to me crazy.
Because if you actually know me, you know I'm listening. Like, if you tell me something, if I value you as a person, if I value your opinion, all you gotta do is just say it. You don't gotta yell. Mm-hmm. You don't gotta talk aggressively. Just be like, hey, a word.
Hey, you wildin'.
And I would be like,
yeah, you wild. I don't know what you think you're doing, but you
wildin'.
I'm already knowing.
That's fair. That's fair. I had one time, one of my boys was like, I was dating somebody, and he literally, I wasn't expecting it. He was just like, he heard me get off the phone. He was like, yo, why are you dating her? And like, he just like looked at me, and I was just like,
he was fed up.
But here's the thing. He didn't say it. He was definitely, but he just looked at me. He was like, bro, why are you dating her? And I just didn't even have anything to say. I was like, and it was like, normally,
tough
right,
love.
It was needed, because it was just like I mean, somebody could ask me in a nice tone, and it probably wouldn't have made me think like that. But it was like, because he asked it in that tone, I was like, it felt like I was talking to me. Like, it felt like I was like, hey, yo, bro, come back. You tripping? Like, come back to reality.
I don't think that's tough love.
Why?
So I don't consider somebody just asking you like.
I thought it was about the tone. Then what happened? I was gonna say,
it's the tone plus, are you talking to me or talking at me? And then it also depends on the person, like who it is.
Yeah, so it's really tough love is subjective, for real, because you might feel like you're giving tough love, or they might feel like they're receiving tough love, and you're like, well, I'm just being a friend. Mm-hmm. And that's how I felt.
Yeah.
I was a teenager.
When I was a teenager, I was the honest friend. Like, I was the one. People would come to me and be like people would say like anything I didn't like, I would just be like, nah, that's not it. That's just whatever it is. Like,
that's nice.
And no, it's not nice.
No, it's not nice, but I'm just saying, like,
it's not nice
it's
at
like
all.
short and sweet and to the point.
Yeah.
I'm giving people paragraphs.
Nah, I'm like, nah, that ain't that shit. Like, I'm just like, but again, I would be, from when I was growing up, because when I was in New York, it was like, everybody was, it's like, if I'm joking on you, I'm joking on you just because, like, it's just now, I'm not thinking anybody's taking it personal, right? So I'm like, hey, yo, like, I see one of my friends, I'm like, hey, yo, you're not matching right now, bro. Like, and he may take it super offensive because of how I said it. I may just throw a little joke in there, just like, you're not matching. Like, what you get dressed in the dark? Like, just as a joke. Right?
Dad joke.
Like, well, whatever. Yeah, I'm just.
You get dressed in the dark?
Like, I ain't say it like that, but I'm just.
Got the cold.
You know? But, like, just saying stuff that you were very aware that I didn't like whatever it was, right? And I'm saying it because, like, bro, I'm your friend, so I'm saying it to you. Because if somebody else say it to you, they're not gonna
let you know. So I'm trying
but you also have to be careful because sometimes your friends don't realize that you're not saying it like a stranger would be saying it. Like, so I think it's a fine line, but I don't know. Tough love is So what would you consider if you don't consider like?
I don't know.
What would you consider actually tough love?
I don't know. What's tough love? Tough love. That's a great question. What is tough love? I feel like it's the tough love. That's tough. Cause like it's like tough and love, two different things. Kind of like when I think of love, I think of cute and cuddly, nurturing. But when I think of tough, it's like
But I mean, love can be love. I mean, love is tough. Like love, that's the reason why people don't be like people's relationships don't be working because some of it is tough. Like some of it is like I don't agree with certain things that you do, but I still love you. That's tough. Yeah. Like that's tough love. That's still tough.
It's just a different type of tough love. But I feel like tough love is just very subjective. I feel like it's dependent on the person who's receiving it
at this point.
Because if you're receiving it and you feel like it's, I mean, I guess it kind of all goes back to like love languages and stuff like that. Like, because, like, take me for example, I don't like to argue, right? I do not like arguing, but we come from an argumentative family. Argumentative family.
Take your time.
So it's like moments like that, even though like they might not be like serious arguments, it'd be certain moments where I'm like, I don't like this. I know you love me, but this is not how I want to receive this communication.
I don't think an argument has, like, it'd be arguments about nothing that don't even pertain to anything. Like,
yeah, but
like,
I'm saying like,
that, so let's argue.
But if it is an argument, right, and you're saying something to me if you're saying something to me out of love and it turns into an argument,
that could be.
I'm not gonna be receptive of it, and in my head that turns into tough love, because like, at some point I'm gonna have to face the fact that you were saying it to me out of love.
But was it out of love? Some people use "I love you" as just the fact that someone loves somebody else doesn't mean what they saying is out of love.
But sometimes, but I'm talking about if they the start of what I said was if they told me something out of love. Maybe it was something that I really needed to hear, but I wasn't ready to receive. Right? And it turned into an argument because I wasn't ready to receive it. At that point, and then at some point I gotta sit and like really, I start sitting with my feelings and be like, dang, they was right. That was a tough love moment for me because I do not like to argue. Like I don't like going back and forth. It's not my thing, So that could be considered a tough love moment because of the person who received it, who was me. Yeah. Not based off of them. For them, it's like, oh, I'm just telling you what you need to hear. They might not consider it as tough love. But me, as the person who received it, is like, that was a tough love moment for me.
Yeah. I think it's super subjective. Like, it really just depends on the person. And I think, to your point, about people using like I love like oh but I love you as like a shield for whatever crazy thing they want to say.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely does happen, and I think you just have to be aware of when somebody's just saying stuff like somebody they're saying they love you, but it's like with the contents of what they're actually saying. This has nothing to do with love. This has everything to do with how you view me as a person.
Right.
Which is a totally different conversation.
That's like similar to when people be like, with all due respect, whatever, and then just disrespect you. Or like, you know, stuff like that. It's just like, alright, you just said you with all due respect, which means you respect me, and then you just proceeded to disrespect me. They use that as like a cloak. So you be like, oh, let's soften the blow a little bit before I tell you how I despise you in real life, blah, blah, blah. Like, some people are like that, and I know it's been, like, normalized for, like, the with all due respect thing, but as far as the I love you, people use that as, like, a manipulation tactic and, like, just to mess with people's heads and to just make it seem like they are on their sides when they have other motives behind what they're saying and yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, that's a whole nother thing. That ain't even tough love. That's just trifling. So
do you feel like you received a lot of tough love in your life, or do you feel like it's, like, not so much?
I feel like it depends on... I think I had a balance. I had a good balance.
Yeah.
I think I had a balance.
I feel like there was some sort of balance. Sorry. Yeah. What?
Yawning.
Yeah.
It just means she need more oxygen to the brain.
Oh, okay.
That's it, you know, lacking in oxygen. That's it.
Just careful.
Take it in.
It's just really warm in here. And I'm also hungry.
I was thinking that same thing. Like, my stomach is empty. It's not growling, but I'm like, hey, yo, this whole tough love talk is...
making me hungry.
Yeah. I was hungry before.
I was about to say that.
Hungry.
You gotta refill, replenish your energy.
Right. Like, yep. That would be some love right there. But, dang. Oh, yeah, I feel like I had, like, a balance. Like, growing up, there was, like, a balance of it. I'm really trying to think. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I think I had a pretty good balance of it. I mean, I think if it wasn't from my friends, like, my mom would say stuff and it'd be like she's saying that I love, but just the way she said it,
it's just like
you
that.
know, ooh, all right, that was all right, hold on, I get it. You ain't had to say it like that, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Like I think I've gotten a fair amount of like both, like, so I mean I'm same as y'all. Do you think you're the... Oh, my bad. You about to say something?
Go ahead and then I'll say my question.
I was going to say, do you think your friends view you as the tough love person?
I will say that my friends sometimes don't be wanting to tell me stuff now. Because they be nervous about what I'm going to say. So I would say yes.
I don't think they view me as that. Just be... Most of the time, a lot of the times, I don't give advice or nothing because people know. People already know what they be doing. So, I'm not going to give you advice unless you ask for it.
See, people was coming to me for advice. I was just giving it.
Yeah, I just be listening. I'm like, oh, wow.
I would listen.
That's tough. Or now, I'll ask a question so you can answer your own question. Like, so you don't have to ask me. But it's like open-ended advice. Like, so yeah, you going to answer your own question. Because you know. You already know. And like with me, if you put it in a way where I feel like I thought of it, I'll be like, it's a lot easier to digest. Like,
sound like manipulation to me. It's like, oh, this is your idea. Don't even.
But I know it was because of you, so I'm gonna be like, yo, you was right. But it's easier to digest and to feel like I thought of it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Which is so hilarious, because like, you're more receptive to an idea if it feel like it came from you, not from somebody else. That's hilarious. Like, it's like, if you came from you, maybe, but if it came from me, woo, that idea is fire. Thank you,
cause
it sparked something in me. Like,
it's because I'll be taking, like, If you tell me something, I'm gonna believe it just because it's you. If you tell me something, I'm gonna believe it because it's you. So, I forget where I was going.
If I tell you you bring pigs outside, you will believe me?
I wouldn't believe that. Like, if it's something serious, like a fun fact that I didn't know, I'm like, oh, word.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, he wouldn't lie to me. But if it's a stranger, I'm not gonna believe it. So you gotta make sure that, like, if it's a stranger or if I don't really know you, I don't trust you. So the guards is up. So you just gotta put it up, throw it in the air, and I'm gonna catch it, and I'm gonna do my Googles. I'm gonna sit with the idea and be like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I should. It might be a couple days later, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, they was right. I'm gonna let you know you was right.
So
did that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Gotta check some stuff.
So I had a question.
Go ahead.
Since we're talking about like tough love, and you had asked if we got a balance. Do y'all consider like getting whoopings as a kid tough love?
I don't. As an adult now, I don't see it as tough because I think a lot of people they can't explain why what you're doing is wrong. So the easiest solution for them to pop, like, let me just don't do that, right? As opposed to like there's consequences to what you're gonna do, right? So it's like I think showing a kid like what actual consequences are.
I just need an explanation. Like, if you need an explanation.
Yeah, and, I mean, but some kids, you give them explanation and it doesn't stop, and I feel you, right? But like I think for some people, like, all right, if you're a kid and you knock over some glass, right?
It's an accident.
Yeah, it's an accident.
I don't think you should get beat for that. It's an accident.
Right. But some people, and then also like you getting beat you getting beat when your dad gets home, doesn't show you like, all right, there's consequences to your action of you breaking the glass.
But what if that's the consequence?
That's not a natural consequence. Like naturally, like if you break something, nobody gonna come over, hey, and just whip. Like nobody gonna come over and whip you, because like that's just not how life works. Like.
Like you being an adult and just dropping a glass in your own apartment by yourself and somebody just appearing like, hey, I heard you drop some glass.
Like it doesn't make sense, as opposed to like, all right, you drop some glass and then you like, all right, let's say like your brother hurts himself, like that's like a natural consequence, like you explaining it, trying your best to explain it, because again, everything you can.
But then even with that, the breaking glass, like the kid already feel bad that they broke the glass. So like, I already feel bad that I broke the glass. I'm sorry. I don't even want to tell you because I'm scared to tell you because I feel terrible that I broke the glass. But now you know that I broke the glass. Just talk. You at this point, I'm probably already ready to cry. I'm already a little nervous. Just talk to me. All right, be more careful. Like you could say with a certain amount of like sternness, so you know that I'm serious. So yeah, I know that you're serious, but I don't think you gotta. I don't think I need to be beef.
Sorry, y'all. Our dog. Well, his dog is outside the door and she making noise.
It's every episode thing now.
Yeah. So if this is your first time joining us,
this is why.
Yeah, that's why we just started laughing. So. But continue.
Oh, I think I was done.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But I already feel terrible, so you don't have to hit me to make me realize that if I already feel bad, just talking to me is going to make me okay. I don't want to break no more glass.
Or you got to hit him with the. I'm really disappointed in you.
Yeah, the disappointed. Woo.
That will make me cry even more. Like what? Yeah. So.
and I think the kids can feel your level of anger.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like, again, some kids are gonna push you to see like they say, oh, I can get away with this. All right, nothing really happened. Yeah. So, but
I feel like, sorry to cut you off.
You
just
good.
like assess the situation.
Yeah.
Like it should. I feel like it should be steps before tough love. Depending on what it is. If it's something like little, you broke the glass. Okay, buy another glass. I don't want to go buy another glass, but so I'm gonna let you know that breaking the glass, that's not gonna be a recurring thing. Because I'm not about to keep going out and buying new glasses.
Okay, so let's say they break a glass like more than one time.
But do you have a problem with my glass? Like,
You sound like, yo, you want to fight? So you have a problem with my glasses?
You want to fight? I will mess you with. Like, but yeah, okay. It's funny because I think about like the level of like hitting. Like I don't personally like when people go into it thinking like, hey, I'm gonna beat my kid. Like going into it, us ready to beat your kids because somebody beat you when you were. Yeah. When you were like 5, it's like fight your parent. Like why you swing on them now that you an adult, you know? But yeah, I don't. So I guess that would be tough love, I guess. But the whole, I'm doing this hurt me more than it's hurting you.
I understand that, yeah. Like, yo, I don't want to hurt you,
yeah.
But you wilding right now. So I just gotta let you know that you wilding. Bah, bah, bah. But this is why you wilding. I'm not just going to chip you and then just not let you know why I chipped you. Chip you and be like, hey, yo, if you wouldn't have did this, then this wouldn't have happened. Because you wilding. Long story less long, you wilding. I love you, though. Give me a hug. It's hurting me more than I never wanted to beat my kids. So give me a hug. I love you. But you wilding.
So you feel like it as a super duper last resort?
What, beating?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on a you wildin' meter, it gotta be past like 7. For like from a scale of 1 to 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 might be a little pop. 8, 9, 10 is like, yo. But then it's like a certain, I don't know, because I don't think people know what they be doing.
All right.
So
people know.
But
kids, if it's like a child, I'm gonna talk to my child.
All right. So what age is it that? What age do you feel like it?
They become poppable.
Yeah.
Poppable.
Also, we don't have kids, guys.
We don't.
Don't take parents.
Don't take parents.
We just talking right now.
Hypothetical.
We just freestyle.
We don't even know. Like once we have kids, this might not even be our answer. So don't hold on to this, okay? Just let this go.
Once I have kids, I don't even think I'm beating my kids. But, like, my kids will be so well behaved that I don't have to beat them. They might try a little stuff, but then they know I'm dad.
And again, I think that understanding, like, there's consequences versus, like, understanding, like, I do this, dad's gonna be, like, it's different. It's a little different, like.
Yeah, now it's, like, out of fear. It's not like they don't do stuff because they're scared. I don't really want them to be scared. I just want them to know. Don't do it. Like,
don't do this.
Like,
just instilling some type of moral code into them so they know, like, no, just don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Even little stuff like, hey, mind you, I'm all the way on the other side of the house. You called me to come to you to go back to where I was at to, like, yo.
Yeah, I ain't like that.
You ain't have to do that.
Yo. I was upstairs. This just bothers me so much. Because this one time, I was all the way upstairs. And my dad was on the couch. And, like, I came out of my room for, like, 2 seconds. Just in the hallway. Like, I didn't even go down the stairs. Come. Yeah. Come. Huh? Yeah.
It gotta be like a little game.
It's like, there's no reason it gotta be. And all you have to, I'm sorry, finish your story. Finish your story.
So then, because if you wait too long and they don't say nothing, it's like, dang, I gotta go down the stairs. Like, so I go over to the balcony, to the stairs. Yes. Come here. Now come downstairs. Can you hit that light switch? Bruh! Hit the light switch? What? I came all the way. I was
But
hot.
you know what the most hilarious part about it is? Like, parents can literally just be like, hey, can you come here? Like, they don't have to be like, hey, Damani. And then wait for you to
Or
be like,
the same way that you yelled to me, yell what you
need.
want.
It's like,
I be
that's all you have to
Because
do.
I'm yelling, they be like, I'll be like, huh? Huh? I'm like,
oh,
yeah,
man.
they be wild.
Then they'd be like, what? Oh, wait, no. We'd be like, what? And they'd be like, don't want me? Yes.
Did y'all get the if you can you can hear?
I heard that. I didn't
I
get
didn't
that.
get it.
I didn't get it.
People ain't say that to me until I was
If you can you can hear.
like, people, outsiders said that to me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I really don't know what you said.
Right. Like, I hummed because I
I
don't
heard
have a
Yeah, it's like
I saw your mouth moving.
I wasn't even sure if you was talking to me. But yeah. So, tough love, in conclusion, is
It's
subjective.
Yep, that's what we came up with. Tough love is subjective.
Very
Don't
subjective.
take parenting advice from any of us.
please don't.
Any of us at this moment.
Yeah, at this very moment, because
We don't have kids.
yeah.
He has a dog, but like.
And I have a plant.
I have a plant too.
He's growing very well.
She is growing very well
I have
as well.
a business.
So
It's
I'm
growing
really
very well. Crafts
Yep.
by
That's
Co.
by Co.
It's gonna be down here somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. But y'all got anything else y'all want to share?
I'm hungry.
I'm all shared out.
All right,
Yeah.
well, thank y'all for joining us for another episode of the Grae Area
Girl.
Podcast. And check us out next week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Do that.
And let us know if y'all got any things y'all want us to discuss. But I'm Shakoya D.
I'm Damani.
It's being Breeze. And we're
And-
signing out.
Bye.
Yes, sir.